Ladies, come on in. Come on in. We've got some talking to do. I got some talking to do to you, sis. So if you come across this channel, you are more than likely on a journey to find the most important person in your life, sis. And that's you. And I've been right where you're going. I had to go on a journey and find myself again as well. And sis, I want to help you. I want to help you get there. It's hard, but we can do it, and we can do it together. So, welcome to the Radiantly Crowned podcast. On this channel, this is a safe space for ladies who have left toxic relationships and are looking to reclaim their identities, looking to step into the woman that God has always called them to be. And maybe you got a little sidestepped, and that's okay. My name is Tiffany, also known as the Diamond, and I am on a mission to help as many women as I can who lost themselves in these toxic relationships. It's so easy to do. It's not your fault, and you can step into the woman that God has called you to be. So, like I said, I was once there. I was in several toxic relationships. Took on things that I never should have been carrying, sis. All types of luggage that was on my back, I'm toting it. And adopted some identities that was never meant for me. And then one day I went to the mirror and I'm like, who is this woman staring back? Who is this? It was shocking. Like, I didn't even know who I was looking in that mirror. It was shocking, but it was also evolutionary. It was very evolutionary. Yep. I realized that I had to do something, that this was not me. You know, that day when I looked in the mirror and I didn't even recognize myself, everything changed for me. Now, I didn't, well, at first I did. I won't be honest with you. At first I criticized myself and I was like, how did I get here? You know, ask myself all these questions. How could I have been so dumb? What was I thinking? But then I reapproached that because you're not dumb. It wasn't about what you were thinking. You were just a good-hearted person who gave more than you should have. You saw something in someone else that they didn't even see in themselves. So you dimmed your own light. Well, me, I dimmed my own light. I took on identities that were never meant for me so that I could try to fit with someone else or try to make them fit me. And so you do this and you're committed to it. Isn't it funny how we would commit to making things work or commit to someone else and commit to making them so much better, we don't even commit to ourselves. We will put ourselves on the back burner trying to make it right for someone else. And I just realized, while I am a daughter of God, I am a daughter of the Most High, I'm not Him. I don't have to carry those burdens. That's what He's for. I can't change people. That's what He's for. We can pray for them, but we can't change them. So anyway, like I said, it's so easy to get there. You'll think back and you'll be like, everyone said it was gonna be like this. Everyone told me to get out. But your heart is so big. You're thinking, no, I can make this work. Get out, sis. You can't make it work. You cannot make it work. It's not going to work. It's only going to weigh you down some more. Stop your purpose. Hold your purpose up, because nothing can stop your purpose. I had to realize that. Nothing can stop your purpose. So I now want to help women who are on that same journey. And I want you to know that you don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to feel worthless. You don't have to feel guilty that God is still good. Your purpose is still there. And you can still step into the woman that He has called you to be. So, what makes me different? Why should you go on this journey with me? Because there's a lot of great people out there with the same message. You know what I mean? Well, experience. Like I said, I've been there. You know, I know what it is to be ashamed to reach out and tell somebody, hey, I made a mistake. I need some help. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to walk around with the guilt because you let your children down, or you think you let your children down. You let yourself down. I know what that is. And so I just want to meet you right where you are. Let's take this walk together. And on my channel, you can expect honest conversation. I'm going to keep it real with you, sis. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to tell you we're going to get it done in a day. I don't have 3 steps that you can take and voila. It takes, first of all, faith. Because we can't do anything without God. It's going to be some tears. It's going to be some laughter. And I got to be honest with you. I relapsed. I relapsed. I went back. So, but that's okay. You don't have to down yourself for that. We are human. And so I believe a lot of times people will say, get into self-love, just concentrate on yourself. But when you have been putting all of your time, your energy, your effort into someone else and trying to make it work and trying to perfect a relationship that's probably never meant for you anyway, it's hard just stepping out of that and suddenly just loving yourself. See, that's where that guilt comes in that I was just talking about. I know how that is. You feel guilty for putting into you. You feel guilty for this. Not to mention, you've lost your confidence. You've probably lost some financial. There's probably financial abuse involved in that. And until you've been there, the support system, and we love our families, we love our support systems, but if you haven't been there, it is so hard to all of a sudden step out and step away and just dive into yourself, because the abuse that you've been putting up with becomes normal. It seems like that's what should have happened, what should be, but it's not, sis. And we different. We different now in 2026. We finna do some different things. I believe that the first thing that you have to do is acknowledge and accept what you've been through. I stepped away from one toxic relationship, went right into another. I didn't even acknowledge or accept I've been abused. I have been stripped of my identity. I have been stripped of the God-given confidence that I had. That's abuse. You might not, and a lot of people will say, well, your eyes weren't black, or, you wasn't cut shot. But what about mentally? What about all the times you were pouring and nobody was pouring into you? And you got some men out there, women too, that will strategically strip you of any confidence. Strategically strip away at your self-worth, because they do not want to see you shine. They were never wanting to see you shine. And so you have to accept this. You have to acknowledge this. Once you acknowledge it, once you say, hey, I was in this situation. This happened to me. And I'm no longer accepting that. I accept what happened. I am acknowledging it. But I'm no longer accepting it. I can no longer allow myself to not receive what was meant for me. That's the first thing you have to do. Acknowledge it. Take some time and just acknowledge what you're going through, or what you've been through. And then from there, you let fire do what it does. So let's think about this. What does fire do? Well, Tiffany, fire burns. It does. Fire burns, but it also refines. It refines, sis. Let it do its work. Let it burn all that away. Let it burn away that low confidence. Let it burn away that low self-worth. Yeah, let it burn that imposter syndrome away. Let it burn away that fear. I had to admit that I had a fear of being alone. I really feared being alone. I got kids. But most of all, I've got God. How are you alone when you can talk to the man that can give you anything that you want? That didn't click with me. I had a fear. I felt like I had to be identified as having Tiffany and. Once I realized I don't need a relationship to identify. I am the one. These are things we have to do, sis. You have to look in the mirror. You have to say, what am I doing? I don't have to identify with the relationship. Is this my husband? Even if he is my husband, is he my God-given husband? Would God treat me this way? I am chosen. I am a daughter of the Most High. He promised me life and life in abundance. So why am I here struggling? And we'll get more into that. So this is not a preaching platform, sis. I'm not here to preach to anyone. I can't preach to nobody anyway. Like I said, I was once there. But what I can do is take you by the hand, and I can tell you, you are enough. Your past does not define you. Thank God you don't look like what you've been through. There is so much out there for you. Your story is already written, and it's time to walk in it. It's time to walk in it, sis. Put that crown on and be the woman that God has called you to be. So you can, So on this podcast, we'll be talking about identity, faith, purpose. Because what a lot of people don't realize is when we lose our sense of who we are or who we truly are, you can lose your sense of purpose. You've been so distracted doing other, you're not on the walk that God has truly called you to be on. So we'll be talking about healing. But like I said, I'm not here just to preach to you. We're also going to talk about beauty, confidence. I'll be giving you practical tools and real stories that can help you along your way. Eventually, I'll be bringing on guests that have already been where you're on your journey to go. And so, sis, you are not behind. You are not broken. You are rebuilding. You are stepping into who God has called you to be. I'm still rebuilding too. I'm a work in progress. I am not perfect by a long shot. And so we can help each other. And we're walking this out together. So before we meet again, I want you to do something simple. This is very simple, sis. Take just 5 minutes for yourself. Just take 5 minutes for yourself. Stand in front of a mirror and just look at yourself. Acknowledge yourself. And that woman that's staring back at you, although you may not recognize her, remember, this is the woman that carried you through all of those times when you had no one else. This is the woman that carried you when you were having to dim yourself down to fit in. This is the woman that carried you when you didn't feel accepted. You look at her and you tell her, you said, thank you. Thank you, but your job is done. And I can take it from here. And just feel that release, sis. This is a real thing. Get in front of that mirror and just look in there and just say, I thank you for being strong when I could not. I thank you for getting us this far, but I'll take it from here. I'll take it from here. All right. Thank her for surviving. Thank her for holding you up. And thank her for not quitting. And you just tell her, you can rest now. You can rest now, sis. Now, this is going to be a powerful journey. This is going to be powerful, ladies. We will be having some times. We might shed some tears. We'll have plenty of laughs. And it's going to be powerful.